So CNN has been having some issues, of course, of late, or for a long time. Wolf Blitzer is among them, but in their revamp of their lineup, they decided to give us more Wolf Blitzer. That's what CNN was missing, more Wolf. So he went on the air the other day to talk about how the government website for Obamacare wasn't working very well. He's very right about that. Then he says something that got a lot of people's attention.
If they had 3 years to get this ready, if they weren't fully ready, they should accept the advice that a lot of Republicans are giving them. Delay it another year, get it ready, and make sure it works. Look, there are other government healthcare related websites that work great, socialsecurity.gov and a whole bunch of others. They know how to do it, but if they didn't get it ready on time, then maybe fix the problem, make sure that people don't have to worry about it.
Okay, so what happens after this? I don't really care what Wolf Blitzer thinks. I think it's hilarious that it's become an issue. But all of a sudden, the world's on fire. Wolf agreed with the Republicans, saying that the Democrats should accept a one-year delay. In fact, Ryan Priebus, the head of the RNC, jumps out on Twitter and says, first Piers Morgan, now Wolf Blitzer. I agree, Wolf. Obamacare needs to be delayed. And then liberals are upset. How could Wolf Blitzer... How can anyone care what Wolf Blitzer says? Okay, fine, right? So then Wolf has to backpedal because he's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to have an opinion. I've never had an opinion in my entire life. This would be the first one. I'm so sorry. And he writes on Twitter, context matters. Earlier I said the government should launch a website before it works. I did not express a view about the individual mandate. Now, Wolf is both right and wrong there. I believe that he was genuinely talking about the website, and if he thinks that they bungled that, he's of course right. And I'm actually glad that CNN is doing a better job of actually calling out things as they are. You shouldn't be worried about what the Democrats or Republicans think. That website was a mess. You should say so, no question. Now, what he got wrong was that the Republicans don't want a delay of the website. Of course, they want a delay of the entire Affordable Care Act for a year. So if Wolf Blitzer is saying, hey, because of the website problems, they should delay the whole implementation for a year. Well, that would be an interesting opinion, but apparently he didn't mean that. Well, if you didn't mean that, then apparently you misunderstood the issue entirely. Oops. See, that's much, much worse. So look, Wolf, I got no problems if you got opinions, man. I mean, I would be delighted to hear them. I would be totally surprised that you even have any, right? But if you're going to do that, just study the issue a tiny bit so you know what you're talking about. Look, to be fair to Wolf, and I don't think I'm being fair, actually, I'm probably continuing to be a jerk, but he reads from a prompter all day long. So his opinions are those written for him by his producer. So when he has to go off script a little bit here, and it appears over the last couple of weeks here, especially during the shutdown, that they've gotten orders. I've seen it from Anderson Cooper. I'm now seeing it a couple of times from Wolf Blitzer, of all people, to say, hey, you know what? Release the hounds. Go and actually get a little animated for a change, maybe have an opinion. So he's like taking it out for a walk. He's like, ooh, this is my first opinion. Let's give it a little bit of a test here. And in that test, immediately egg on his face. And he's like, damn it, I knew it was a bad idea to have opinions. Why did they let me do that?